Karen blocked my driveway with her junk car, so I crushed it into a cube. My name is Miles Carter. I've been a welder, metal sculptor, and small garage owner for most of my adult life. I don't seek conflict, I shape steel, not arguments. That's why when I bought the fixer-upper on Brookside Lane, I figured the tight little community would be a good place to slow down. I was wrong. Or rather, I was wrong about one person, Karen Layton. She introduced herself the second I unloaded my first box. "I'm the acting HOA liaison," she said with a smug grin and a laminated badge that meant nothing. I nodded politely. "I didn't know this street had an HOA. She patted her clipboard. "We operate under provisional neighborhood compliance." I should have known then. That phrase, provisional neighborhood compliance, would become the backdrop of every headache for the next 3 months. It started with notes, handwritten, folded under my wipers, trash cans too visible. "Too much noise from your welding? Your truck is an eyesore." I ignored them. Most people would, but Karen didn't like to be ignored. Then came the car, a rusted-out, oil-leaking 1993 Dodge Spirit. One morning, it appeared parked across my private driveway. No note, no explanation, no warning. Just there. I walked across the street. "Karen, is that your car?" She was watering fake flowers in a plastic pot. "It's community property now," she said flatly. "You've violated enough visual standards that I filed a neighborhood hold. Until you're in compliance, that driveway's under review." What in the hell does that mean? It means it stays. I reported it. Parking enforcement said it was on private property and didn't qualify as an abandoned vehicle because it technically belonged to a neighbor. Code enforcement shrugged. The police. "It's a civil matter." For 16 days, I had to park a block away and haul equipment down the sidewalk like a delivery guy. I warned her twice. On day 17, I didn't warn her again. The back of my shop housed a custom industrial car press. I used it for art installation sculptures made from wrecked cars and twisted metal. I'd crushed Mustangs into benches, bent Buicks into fountains. That morning, with a couple friends and a rented tow dolly, I rolled the Dodge onto the platform. It took 7 minutes. A groan of hydraulics, a screech of surrender. The car folded into itself like a dying star. I left it there on my front lawn, a cube, gleaming under the sun like a modern art exhibit, with a sign on top that read, "Private property, do not park." Karen screamed so hard she lost her voice. She called the cops. They came. They saw. They asked me if it was my property. I said yes. They left. That should have been the end of it. But nothing with Karen ever ends quietly. The next day, I received a letter, a cease and desist from a fake legal firm, Layton and Associates Neighborhood Legal Affairs. I looked it up. No such firm existed. The email traced back to a Gmail address. It got worse. She went on Facebook, posting pictures of the cube with captions like "Vandalism in Brookside Unsafe Welder Crushes, Neighbor's Vehicle in Violent Rage." It went viral in all the wrong ways. But here's where karma stepped in. Because people started digging. Turns out, Karen had a long history of weaponizing neighborhood compliance. A woman in Utah posted about Karen fining her for having a pride flag. A retired veteran in Oregon said Karen towed his camper for being non-regulation beige. The deeper I looked, the clearer it became. Karen was a serial fake enforcer. Worse, she'd used fraudulent HOA claims to get properties condemned and then bought them at reduced value through her cousin Shell LLC. She wasn't just annoying. She was a grifter. I didn't take her to court. I went to the press with screenshots, reports, sworn statements from 3 former neighbors, and that ridiculous crushed Dodge Cube sitting in my front yard like an exclamation point. Local news picked it up. Artist crushes HOA Karen's car, uncovers massive fake enforcement scheme. From there, it exploded. CNN ran a segment. A local real estate regulator launched an investigation. And Karen, she was arrested 2 weeks later for fraud, impersonation of an officer, and document forgery. They found dozens of fake citations and property seizure letters in her home office. Brookside changed overnight. The fake HOA dissolved. A real neighborhood board was formed, voluntary, transparent, and actually neighborly. They asked me to help redesign the community park entrance. I made them a sign, welded from scrap, bold letters, "Welcome to Brookside, no clipboards allowed." I still have the cube. It sits behind my shop now. A reminder, because justice isn't always loud. Sometimes it's hydraulic, sometimes it's sculpted, and sometimes it's just the right amount of crushing. The entertainer.